We're rolling right now, eh?
You don't like this music?
It's amazing. But we're rolling now.
Evan, shut up.
You gotta actually slurp the juice out of the pod.
Lil' shawty looking better with no makeup. She brighten up my days when she wake up. I know the mother got the same stuff, but I'ma keep it real, there ain't no fake love till our day come. Little baby wants.
Hi.
What? Why? What are you plotting?
You look far from
I'm plotting
All right, boys.
vengeance upon your soul.
Back in action.
Welcome back.
Back. We're in it. Cheers, boys.
It is.
You got a skinny tall boy there. I do. I know. Look, it's like sliding out.
We said some
I need
professional.
new cozies.
We said
Yeah.
some
They
professional
had that
things
option
about
in
that
the cozies
before.
too.
but
Actually?
it's okay.
Yeah, they had the skinny.
We should
can.
repeat them,
The
James.
seltzer can.
Definitely not.
All right, boys, we're back for episode 2. Gonna get straight into it. No introduction really today because you guys know how it works now. We're just here talking about life, music, and all that good stuff. So how we doing, boys? Phenomenal. Yeah, good week.
I'm good. How are you?
Fantastic. Fantastic.
This is so off
Eating
topic, but I
chips
said
all
this
the
to a
time.
guy at the SAQ yesterday. He was like, "How are you?" I'm like, "Good. How are you?" Or no, I said, "How's it going?" He said, "Good. How are you?" I said, "Good. How are you?"
Yo, that's the most awkward thing. Eh?
I looked at him and I was like, "I'm sorry, man.
It's not my day.
I was not even on purpose. It was
Like,
funny.
are you still good?
Anyway,
Okay, let's start with hockey update, maybe. Eh?
Oh, yeah.
First on the list here, we said
Yes.
we
with the
promised
bad
we'd
news.
provide an update. Yeah, not the ideal update. We didn't.
Eliminated from the playoffs.
We lost.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, we lost. We took the L. We got
in an amazing fashion too, 7-0.
Got
Yeah, we got mercy.
Got mercy.
Cut that.
Well,
Well, actually, the night we shot, we didn't lose 7-0.
No, we lost.
That was
5-2.
Oh god, yeah, it wasn't much better. Eh? We went out.
You know, we still fought hard, and that team was really good. So
They were.
Yeah, they
And
ended
they
up
did
winning.
win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I saw OT at the gym there today. I was telling Jimmy before, and they lost 3-1 in the finals. So
Yeah.
So DDO won.
was it 3-1? I
Well,
was there.
Empty netter 3-1.
Empty netter.
Okay,
Okay,
so
okay.
2-1. So
It
it
was
must have been. Oh, you were there.
I was watching it. Yeah.
Was it good?
Yeah, it was pretty
game?
high level. Except DDO is.
They just like dominated.
I mean, I think DDO is
They were
like
significantly
a
better.
level
eh?
above Lakeshore, the same way Lakeshore's a level above us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, like,
Yeah, when they have full squad and everything.
well, they're one of their guys, number 16 on their team, really good. Oh,
Okay.
Number 16 on their team is like really good. Apparently, he played in Finland.
Yeah, he did.
Oh my
He did.
God.
Yeah, he
for
did.
Division 3, like
pro
professional
hockey.
Yeah.
league, and he was
Yeah.
playing against us.
Jimmy and I have
God.
no chance against that. Eh?
Yeah. You know what? I'm just gonna say I pinned him up against the board and I stole the puck from him. So,
So you could be a
I'm
pro
official-
hockey
So
player.
You could
Officially-
go to Finland.
Yeah. Beans going overseas,
Scouts-
guys. You should
scouts come
say your
see me.
goodbyes since it's your last episode
Yeah,
before
I
you go
know.
pro, eh?
yeah. Sorry,
Nice knowing
guys.
you, man. Nice knowing you.
I'll be on Skype every once in a while
Yeah, we'll put you on the TV.
when I'm not grinding in the Finnish leagues.
Yeah. So that's our hockey update. Unfortunately, it didn't end the way we wanted to, but we had a great season. We'll be back next year. So
Exactly.
I will
James will
not
be back
go.
next year too.
yeah, we're trying to
We will
get.
convince him
Durza's trying to quit hockey
through the
Probably the
off-season.
dumbest
I'm
decision
not
of his life.
trying to quit. I
Jiu-jitsu
am
converted him over.
quitting
Yeah.
hockey, but
Yeah.
I hope you guys go far next year.
Yeah.
We won't without you. So
No.
you'll be back.
No, we'll actually win We'll actually win next year finally.
Terrible.
Evan, you kicked me off your line this year because you were mad,
I didn't kick
and
you
then
off any
it was
line.
just
All
all
I said-
downhill from
No,
there.
he just
All
gave
I
me
said-
downhill from there.
He
I
gave
wanted
himself
to play
a
with
promotion.
Dylan, and Patrick was just all he wanted. Patrick wanted to do was play with Dylan.
You
too,
guys
so.
just wanted to have a super stacked line the whole year.
Yeah.
I mean, it
and
worked.
it didn't work out.
It did work.
It worked
We
in a
We
way.
were
lost.
pretty sick.
We lost.
It
Evan.
worked in
That's
a
the
way that
problem.
like it was weird though because you guys would get all the goals. And then sometimes Jimmy and I would get a couple, and then line 3 was just
Your line
surviving.
was actually good. Like you guys
Yeah.
grinded.
I found
we
you
were
guys
good at
got-
pressuring and putting.
yeah.
You guys got
keeping them out.
You guys got unlucky with getting the puck in the net during the playoffs. Like
Well, the thing is, we
Yeah,
didn't get.
we
We,
were-
didn't score, but we didn't get
Our
scored
plus
No,
on.
minus
no.
was good.
No,
like
you-
last
I know,
last
that's what I
game
mean.
we had 1 goal on us, maybe, eh?
I
Or
think
not even.
in the whole playoffs. I had 1 goal. Our
and
whole
we
line had
just
1
got it
goal,
on.
and we had like 1 goal against.
Yeah.
So
No, we got 2 goals though.
against.
No, I get 4. 2 goals 4.
Okay. Anyway,
Well, how are we laughing? What's going
Uh,
on?
just-
It's on brand. We're on brand. Okay.
just a little burp.
So- oh, okay, that's fine. Yeah,
It's like when we were at the studio and you were recording your video there. Evan burped. And it was like the
Oh,
exact
yeah.
laughing in the
Yeah.
background.
At
Yeah.
the
Remember
studio
when
like
we
years
did
ago.
The
Makeways.
first time.
Makeway Studio during COVID.
Yeah.
You burped.
Like
And we
that.
couldn't
You
stop
ripped a
all
laughing.
thick
just
one, I
started-
think. Yeah.
dying, like exactly like that.
I mean, I don't
Reminded
remember,
me.
but
I can see.
Yeah.
Oh,
As
I
we're sipping
remember
brews here.
dying. That was
Yeah, we'll try to
hilarious.
aim our
Well, I
brews
was-
to the
I
outside.
was
maybe.
drinking
Yeah.
beer there. I'm drinking beer now. I can't
Yeah.
stop myself.
Good times. Okay, so we're gonna try to get the flag to stay up today.
It's doing well so
Well,
far.
now that I talk about it, it's probably gonna fall, but whatever.
Curse.
Okay, so moving on from hockey, it was a great season. We'll be back.
Yeah.
It was fun.
It was fun. That's
was
all
fun,
that matters.
yeah.
I had a blast.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. I'm ready for next year. Well, I'm not ready for it, but I'm excited for it.
Can't
What should we talk about first? We could talk about MetroMetro, I guess.
Yeah.
One thing I do want to say before we get into it,
Well, let me look at the lineup.
since there's going to be a
Right,
delay
look at
from
it
when
on.
we record to when we post, some of the topics we talk about, you guys will probably think we're outdated because like we talked about MetroMetro last time, but it had the 3 days. Like there wasn't the individual days.
Yeah, it was just the
So now people are going to
top
say in the
guys.
comments, "Oh, the daily schedule is out. You're an idiot." Blah blah blah. It's because at the time it wasn't there. Today it's here. It just came out a few days ago. So we're going to run through it again now, and now we're going to do like a which day you got kind of thing. So we're all going to pick if we could attend one day at MetroMetro, which day we would pick. So that's the 3-day one.
Mhm.
But there's the
The wrong one?
individual day one. Yeah. Oh, it's right
It's
behind you.
behind
Actually,
you.
you could check.
If you
Should
could
be on the TV.
look through the.
So you got 3
Back.
days. The headliners were already announced as we talked about last time. And then you have. Honestly, it's weird because I feel like now the lineup's better.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
It
know.
is.
I
I
but
don't know-
They separated it nicely. You know.
They
did
did.
a
yeah,
good
it's
job.
split up.
I
very
guess
well.
when everyone was just in like a pile, it's like hard to actually pay attention. Like, oh wow, like that's crazy. But now that it's split up, it's like, wow, there's so many good artists
Yeah.
going.
Yeah.
Now I'm pretty hyped.
Which day you guys got?
I got Sunday 100%.
I was gonna say the exact.
You
same
got
thing.
Sunday?
Because
Yeah.
okay, little baby,
100%,
he's little baby.
yeah.
Yo, I was putting
And-
Sunday last.
Really?
I put
Oh,
Sunday
that's
last.
crazy.
Bro, it's just because Metro Boomin, he has so many
Yeah.
songs.
We talked about underrated. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a gig, a really good gig.
and like Killy's pretty good too. I'm a fan.
Yeah.
And Little Skies,
And
if he
Little
plays
Skies,
his
yeah.
old school stuff.
So
Lil-
you
Lil
will
Baby
be like a
can.
nostalgic kind of vibe
Yeah.
on the Sunday though.
Yeah, I'm
much,
going
yeah.
straight up. Lil Baby and Nav have bangers. They're just like
Yeah.
consistent. They're good. I'd love to hear them live. Metro
Yeah.
Boomin, like we said, tracks. Like I mean, you could pull it from any of his projects that he's worked on. The guy has like unlimited bangers. And
Metro
then
Boomin could low key be a headliner.
Yeah,
he could
for
be.
sure.
He,
He could
he
be.
should be honestly.
Yeah.
And
Like
then you got Lil Skies and Killy, which are just like throwback. You know.
yeah, the nostalgia. There.
Yeah, that's like what 2020, 2017 to 2020
27.
maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it just reminds me of like high school
Yeah.
and shit, you know?
Yeah.
Well, like end of high school. So
Yeah. There's no bad day. Like I would go to any of these days. It's just
You're a Saturday guy, eh?
Okay,
Because of
that-
Jack?
Because Jack
Because
Harlow.
I'm thinking, yeah, I'll watch my Twins performance. Yeah. I'm
They're gonna
torn-
think you're in the crowd if you're there.
yeah, straight up. I'm torn between Friday and Saturday. The reason why is because if I look like as a day, as a whole, I really like Saturday because you could have a bunch of different vibes in the same day. Like imagine like you start off your day with 5-yo, so you start drilling. Then you go to Ski Mask, bro. Ski Mask,
Yeah,
the
that's-
moshes
yeah,
would be
that's hype.
insane
Yeah.
for Ski Mask.
TJ's
Then Lil TJ will
there.
put you in your feels a bit. You kind of slow it down. It's more like emotional vibes. And then Jack is a vibe too. Like
Yeah.
that would be fun to be in the Jack Harlow crowd, especially when he's headlining. But Friday, bro, Lil
like
Wayne and Kid
Corday.
Leroy and Corday
I'm a fan
too.
of Corday.
Corday's
I like
good.
Corday.
honestly,
I
as,
would go Friday.
as much as I don't like Yeet that much, like I don't like listening to him, I'm sure
It would go crazy.
Yeah, it's
It would
gonna
go
be
crazy.
insane.
I'm
And
picking my official pick.
Little Wayne too. Like that's such a
Yeah, that's a classic.
How could you not
can't
enjoy a
go
Lil
wrong.
Wayne show?
Yeah.
you can't
like-
go wrong.
They're all good. I would go to
Yeah.
any of them.
Yeah.
They're
But
spread out.
I'm still taking Sunday.
Yeah.
James, what do you have?
Me as well.
I'm indifferent. Maybe.
Of course you are.
James is going to the
I
country
think so-
festival.
Yeah, it's gonna last.
Come
so
No,
on.
I think,
Yeah.
I think Sunday would be the day because I like Killy, I like Skies a lot, and Baby obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Baby.
Baby.
I don't know. I think if I had to, my day is Friday. Like I know I talked highly on Saturday, but
I'm a
To-
big fan of Corday though. I would love to see
Corday would be
him.
awesome. Then Kid Leroy and Lil Wayne. I think
that's
the
pretty.
versatility of that lineup is pretty good, actually.
Yeah,
That's my vote.
I'd have to go Friday 2nd.
Yeah.
Saturday 3rd.
Yeah.
Even though Saturday is still pretty sick, I'd love to see Ski Mask.
I think I would go
I think over
Saturday
anything.
second.
But
Man,
Just
honestly,
for Ski Mask.
The more I look at it, the more I
Mask
like the lineup.
so good.
The more I like it. There's not much they're missing really. Until you get Drew and NSL on there.
Yeah, there you
That's
go.
that's the only thing they're missing.
One day.
Yeah, one day. They took the wrong one. They took Harlow instead.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Yeah, you should be headline.
Imagine.
Next year.
One
the
day.
boys. One day, maybe. We'll see. If we pop off on the pod, maybe.
Manifest
Just
it.
we'll just us three will just jump him and then you just take a spot.
That's all.
Yeah, with all that
Yeah.
security there.
See how
We'll
Eddie
just jump
Primo
him.
feels about that one.
So
I know.
easy. So easy.
Don't worry about it. James is in BJJ
Shut
right
up.
now.
Yeah,
He'll
true.
Do
Yeah.
us like one leg takedown or something.
Yeah, the entire security
We-
team at MetroMetro.
Yeah, you got
easy
that.
work.
Hey, we could promote their beach day every day on our pod. It could be an agreement.
There you go.
We'll push your product, get us on the festival. You good? Okay. Wow, a lot of things to talk about. Do we care about banning vape flavors? We can talk about it real quick.
Does anybody care here?
Not a
No, none of
vapor,
us are
so-
vapors, but
I've indulged in over time.
yeah,
and-
decent
What?
vapor. That's crazy. They're gonna hate you even more now. They're gonna hate you now.
But I mean, I think it's
You
good.
go.
I think it's really good though because you see all the high schoolers now.
Oh, I know.
It reminds me of how my parents used to talk about cigarettes in high school.
I remember
Yeah.
when, like, before COVID, like you were telling us like what your brother's friends did and shit in like high school,
Oh yeah, no.
and I'm like,
it's-
they're doing that in high, like
No,
they were
it's-
like 15 years
Hey,
old. Like,
don't snitch on these kids though.
Yeah.
no,
Well,
not
gotta
him
be careful.
specifically.
No, we can't
just
rat
like
him out.
kids at that age were
Yeah,
doing.
yeah.
Not even him
Okay,
specifically.
yeah.
I just meant like that age
Yeah,
group.
just like
Like I can
societally,
imagine
yeah.
now how it's progressed.
well, because look, it's like
Yeah.
I do remember my parents saying like, yeah, kids used to smoke cigarettes at like in high school when they were like, going in just because it was
Yeah.
like the norm and it wasn't as scrutinized,
No.
And now like vape came out and it was not as scrutinized at first either.
Mhm.
And it tastes good and it's like, easy to get, this and that. I just see so many high schoolers. It's crazy.
You know what's
Yeah.
funny though? When we were in high school, I don't remember anyone ever like.
No.
There was like
No,
a couple
we were-
kids had
we were
done it,
too
but
young.
like
No,
No,
we were too
because
young.
we were in that limbo stage where it was like vape was just
started,
like,
yeah. But then
starting.
like
It's
2
hard to
years
get your
later,
hands
it
on
was
it.
like all the like older high school kids
Yeah.
are doing it. Now I wonder like are 7th and 8th graders doing it? Like
No.
13
Yes,
or 14?
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Oh my god.
I think
That's
the scariest thing, to your point, Evan, like the convenience of vaping is the scariest
Yeah.
part.
Oh,
Like
it's
at
way
least
too
if
easy.
you're
do it
ripping
anywhere.
chags, like
Yeah.
you can't hide ripping a chag. You have to go outside. You're gonna
Oh, and
stink.
you're stinking constantly.
It's so obvious.
yeah.
You can't just hide it. These guys are ripping it in like math class, bro,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it's so easy.
Or
And if
having,
anything,
like, vape competitions in like
Yeah.
the bathroom.
yeah,
and shit.
straight up.
Like,
And like at worst, it's gonna smell like fruits in the classroom. No one,
yeah,
you
exactly.
it's like
Yeah.
it's too easy. It's dangerous. And like you said,
On the other hand, to what you just
Go-
just
no,
said
go.
about like smelling like fruits in the classroom, if there's no flavor, they're still going to do it.
yeah.
And now, now it's just
honestly,
going to
maybe,
hide
yeah.
it even easier.
Yeah.
On one
Oh
hand,
my god,
but-
that's a hot
Yeah.
take, actually. Yeah.
possible. Either way, like anyway, sorry.
It's
continue.
even easier to rip it. That's a good point.
Maybe.
But what's
That's a
it
good
gonna
point.
taste like if they get rid of the flavor? Just like
They already have like no flavors.
Actually,
I remember.
Can you edit
Like
in
years ago
those
seeing that.
stamps? You know the stamps that like go on screen?
Yeah,
Can
for
you
sure.
edit in one that says hot take?
Yeah, that
Right,
could
when-
be like a segment too
Yeah.
when we have hot. Yeah, I got you.
We can't have that many hot takes. It won't be that hard.
Yeah,
to
I'm
edit.
down. Super down. It's a good idea. I'll keep it in mind. That's gonna be our first hot take
Hot
of the
take.
pod. There. Yeah, we're just gonna start stamping the whole pod. Pop, pop, pop. Every
every
sentence.
Yeah.
minute. there's
Every
just a hot
sentence.
take.
Every
again,
time
do it
there's a
again.
talk, stamp it.
I'm just the only one with hot takes here. Fuck.
But you're right, man. Okay, so I don't know. I'm not very familiar with vapes and stuff, but if there's no flavor, is it just like mint flavor or is it just like
Yeah. I
No,
don't know.
they already
It's
make
just like
no flavor. I remember
air.
years
Okay,
ago
okay,
seeing
okay.
it. It's just like air.
It's-
Tastes like
Yeah.
air, but you feel
Yeah.
nicotine, I guess.
So I guess
Odd.
why not? But what I'm afraid that it's a bit too late on banning flavors. Meaning, and what I mean by that is like these kids are already hooked on Nick, bro.
Yeah, but
Like-
it's for the future in general. I think.
Yeah. Yeah, in that sense, I guess. Yeah, it's true.
This
It's like
might
you can only
be
do so much.
this just might be my opinion, but I don't think it's going to change much because
No.
No.
you're not. I mean, I don't think people are really going it for the strawberry flavor. They're going for the feeling they get from hitting the
Yeah.
Nick.
I don't know. I would say there's definitely some people who are like, yo, try this flavor out. You
Yeah,
know?
but until you're hooked on the Nick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Once
but
you're
but
hooked on
that's-
it, who
but that's-
cares? It literally tastes like garbage and they're still gonna rip it.
I know, but that's the thing. That's what kind of like hooks people a little bit, you know, where it's like,
maybe
Yeah,
for,
that's-
young,
yeah,
maybe
that's
for
like,
younger kids, yeah, I guess.
yeah.
so.
Oh, this tastes good and it
Yeah.
makes me feel
Okay,
good,
to like
so-
gateway into
Yeah.
being an
Well,
addict.
it's just-
yeah.
It's not even necessarily gateway. It's more just like people trying to be social, you know, and being like, yo, try this flavor out. This tastes good. You
Just
know?
like cigs, you're right.
Yeah.
It's very similar. And what's
So-
scary to like you're saying, like it's so new still to this day. I'm sure in years they're gonna come out with like crazy. Even now, you see studies of like
it's like
the chemicals they're putting in there. Like,
it's crazy.
honestly, hot take. Maybe it'll stamp it, but I feel like long term we're gonna realize that vaping is probably worse than cigarettes. Like, imagine all the chemicals that go into that.
I don't think that's a hot take. I think it's like a.
It's just like
it's a hot take. It's like more of like a.
It's like a warm.
It's like
It's like a lukewarm take.
It's like we don't know what the possibility.
Yeah, the vape is like it's unknown. Or
we just don't have
are,
yeah, they've
like,
been studied for
hundreds of
decades.
years. 100 years.
What they do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To your point, though, I remember seeing something. I shared it with you boys the other day. It was like, I don't know if it was a study or what, but like nicotine you get from vaping hits your bloodstream so fast, which is why it's so addicting.
Quicker than chags?
Way quicker. Because
Really?
it's so concentrated.
you know
I
what's
didn't
interesting,
look
though?
into it much,
Yeah.
so it could be wrong.
I didn't look into it, but when I like, not that I've ever smoked a cigarette, but when
I'll just say
when I've
personal
hit a
experience.
cigarette-
I'll say personal experience. I know that to be true.
They seem like they hit the exact same. If I'm going to be completely honest.
Personal opinion, I disagree.
Personal
But
opinion.
you're saying
I've
that
never
vape
ripped the
hits
chag
harder?
in my
Like,
life.
Really? Good for you.
Quicker, way quicker. From personal experience, it's like
I
I
can't say.
feel like they're pretty
I
similar.
completely disagree with you, but
I
Okay,
can't say.
that's fair
I've
enough.
never chagged in my life.
Depends what nick the vape is though. If it's like
oh,
Well,
I
didn't
get-
they already
well,
crank
if you
down
don't even
the
feel
strength
it,
of
yeah.
it? Didn't they
Yeah,
already
they
restrict
banned
this?
like 50 milligrams.
Yeah, it's down to
from the-
30 or whatever.
20,
There used to be 20, 30, 50. Is that it? Now there's only
Yeah.
20.
it's just 20.
It's crazy.
below.
I don't know if there was a limit on it before. Because I remember some people said they would have like 60, and I was
Yeah,
like, what the
but yeah,
They
but
would, like,
like
boost them,
commercially
though.
available. It was
Yeah,
just
yeah.
a
They
yeah,
would buy
thing.
them like
yeah.
on black market.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I remember
do-
someone. Do you remember who?
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
don't-
no names.
yeah,
but-
no
name.
name.
Was
We
that-
remember
was that
some-
in the box vape at
Yeah.
the party. Oh my god, dude.
He had a huge fucking.
Oh, now we know
bad.
it's a heap. I'm playing.
That was
Yeah,
bad.
it was a huge box thing, not those little disposable ones. It was a huge box, and he was like with coils, like you heat up. Oh my
Oh my
god!
God.
You had like a little business going, or it was all for
No,
his
no,
own
it's-
personal
no.
consumption.
No, it's personal consumption. It
Oh,
was just
damn.
like,
This guy's
Oh.
punching the air right now.
Yeah,
oh
yeah.
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 No, he doesn't know who he is.
He's barely grasping at the air right now.
Oh, it's tough. Okay.
This guy was cool.
No,
though.
no,
He-
not seriously.
No, no,
not
no.
seriously. He's not actually. I don't think.
that would have been awkward.
Anyway,
Okay, yeah. So we'll see, but we're not vapors, so it doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
no.
But I was seeing so many people on TikTok and stuff, like they were having like protests and stuff of like
About
banning
that.
it. Yeah, and they
Oh.
were
Yeah,
saying,
but that's silly though.
but like
Yeah.
their argument was that we have flavored like seltzers, flavored this, flavored that, and it's like the equivalent because it's still like a bad.
Like,
It's still a bad habit.
like,
So technically, that argument is valid.
it is double standards.
There's double
But at the
standards
same
because
time, like I think that I don't know.
well, because
I
you're not
just-
supposed, you're
but-
supposed to be 18 and up to buy it regardless. So that is a thing, right?
yeah,
So on one hand, it's like let adults do what they want to do, but at the same time,
Yeah, that's also a good
there
point.
you do
because it's like what
it
if
is kids,
because imagine that
like young kids too.
yeah
like
that,
they're
no that's
13,
valid.
14.
I'm
That's
I'm
crazy.
all for this because I don't care about vaping and I think it's like really a problem in high schools and stuff. But at the same time, if I'm trying to be really unbiased, imagine tomorrow morning they would ban like all like seltzer flavors and all like alcohol like liquor that's like
Yeah.
fruit liquor like.
yeah, if they
I think they would rage out of protest, and people would be freaking out.
Oh, for sure.
We were
It would
tripping on
create
like
a
a
black
tax
market.
increase
and
last time.
yeah,
It'd create a
it's
black
funny because
market.
alcohol is like can kill you. And
Well, it's poison,
and it
bro.
kills-
It's
it
like one
kills-
of the worst substances
And
you can
it's
take.
funny that we're talking about this. Like, yeah, vaping hits high schools. There's a lot of high schoolers
Yeah.
that die from.
From drinking, bro,
Drinking
like binge
too
drinking.
much, yeah.
So it's
Mhm.
super hypocritical of us to be like, yo, it's so bad when like the same government officials putting those laws into place are like selling us like these products that were really literally
It's funny,
like
it's funny that we've kind of like come full circle. Well, not
Yeah.
come full circle, but we've
Kinda,
like
yeah.
we've like argued for and against.
like
the
now
same
all of
thing
a
so
sudden,
much.
like I don't know how I feel about it.
Yeah.
Well, the thing,
Keep vape
the
flavors.
main.
We're gonna be so
That's gonna be the
controversial.
intro. Keep
Another
vape.
hot take. So many steamy takes here. It's funny.
That's the thing though, because it's not just as black and white as.
Mhm.
It can't just be that simple. There's a
No.
lot of things.
So I understand the logic of it, but again, there is double standard. I think that's what it comes
Yeah.
down to, and it's probably
Legalize.
too-
Oh my god.
He's getting the hottest take
The
possible.
beauty of the dolphin noise.
Yeah.
I
we're
could get,
we're
I could
bleeping
get
that.
into this in the future, but I think that legalizing drugs in general is actually a good thing.
Agreed.
Well, there's some
on
countries
a
that are
realist-
decriminalizing it. You mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, in like a safe.
I don't think the government should sell
controlled environment,
heroin.
Yeah,
but-
that's a big topic. I think
That's
there's an
we'll
argument to
save
be made
that.
for and against.
We'll save that for another.
I don't side either
podcast.
way, but yeah, some countries are implementing it, and I don't know how it looks. We'd have to dig into it deeper.
I know one of the Nordic countries, might be Norway or Denmark, did that,
Well,
and they had like
didn't-
crazy
didn't,
results.
was it? It was out west somewhere that they did that recently. No,
Oh yeah,
like
was it
provincially.
Colorado?
BC,
No, it was in the
Vancouver?
States. Colorado decriminalized like
no,
everything.
I think it was in Canada.
We'd have to.
Oh,
look
I
it
have
up.
no idea.
I'm
I don't pay
uneducated on
attention to
that.
I'm gonna do-
see.
I'm gonna do a
From
quick
what I
look.
remember,
I'm gonna do
yeah.
a quick look.
I don't know
But
anything about Canada.
Yeah, we'll
Keep
keep talking,
going,
but
but
yeah,
I'm
I
I
don't
know
know.
Colorado did something like that. They decriminalized all drugs and stuff like that.
Like heroin and
Heroin, mushrooms.
So I guess the idea is that they
cocaine,
try to
everything.
help
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
people
Look at-
suffer.
look at-
they're
look
not.
at-
They're not starting to sell it.
No, no.
Obviously,
Canadian
like weed or
Canadian
alcohol,
province.
whatever. But
I don't know which.
Canadian province? It's probably,
Um,
it has to be like BC.
British
BC,
Columbia.
yeah,
Yeah,
it
it
was
was
for
British
sure
Columbia.
BC, yeah.
that'd make
You can
more sense.
you can have personal possession of 2.5 grams of hard drugs, including cocaine, crack cocaine, heroin, fentanyl. You can have 2.5 grams of fentanyl. That's crazy.
I won't even
Methamphetamines
speak on
and
this.
morphine. It's decriminalized, so you could just be walking around with a little baggie of fentanyl and just be okay with it.
I don't know how I feel,
Fuck,
but I
look.
guess the idea is that if you're struggling with drug addiction, they're there to help you rather than penalize you.
Well, that's
and
what I
well,
punish
the
you.
thing
I
is,
think-
so I
throwing,
understand that.
throwing
argument.
somebody in a cage for doing something like
It's
that
not
is-
going to help.
It's
eh?
not
Yeah.
helping.
Yeah.
No.
And unfortunately, not to generalize, but people that have like tough living conditions that are like homeless and stuff, they tend to lean that way because like it's so hard to live in those circumstances
Yeah.
that they often go to product. So like
Well, a big problem.
it's like
for
a domino effect, right? Like if you're already on the streets and then you're getting back in jail, it's an expense too. If you're always
Yeah,
putting
yeah.
these people in
Usually-
jail to
usually
just
they're-
put back on the streets,
I
it's
know,
like
well,
a lot
yeah.
of the time they're on the streets because of the drugs too,
that too, yeah.
and mental illness and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And
So you're right. You know what? Maybe if it's approached differently and really focus on like the mental health aspect, who knows?
That's the basis.
I think that's the idea.
We could really dive into this. And
Yeah,
Yeah.
we
go
could another
deep.
time. Yeah, because
yeah.
I'm uneducated. I'm just like hearing
Yeah.
you guys talk about
we'll
it
do
now.
some,
but
we'll do a little,
yeah, we could
research.
we could do some
session,
deep
and,
diving. Yeah,
that'd be good.
um,
That went really off topic from Nick.
Yeah.
that's
Holy
amazing,
shit.
boys. That's what it's all
Major
about.
snowball.
Yeah.
We can really switch it again because there's another thing I want to talk about. So I posted a TikTok this week. I don't know if you guys checked it out because I put the link, but it doesn't matter. Essentially, it was like DDG. You know who DDG is?
Yeah.
He was saying he was on a Raw Talk podcast, Bradley Martin's podcast, and he was just talking about the music industry and all that. And I posted this up like a screen recording of his take, and I kind of like opened discussion in the chat, and the chat went crazy. Like the comments were like, everyone was freaking out and like in heated debates and stuff. But his take was saying that to get to a certain level in the music industry, you need to be pushed by a label, represented by a label, signed to a label to get to that top level. And why are you guys laughing? What's going on? You're ripping burps, eh? Yeah, you're ripping burps. That's
I
fine.
wasn't laughing.
No, no.
I don't know if it, I don't
Well,
know if
they
the
were
mic- I don't know if the
giggling.
mic's gonna
They were
pick it
giggling.
up.
I'm like, okay, is like something coming out my nose right now? Like, what's going on here? No, you're fine. You're
Can't
fine.
contain
No,
myself.
you're fine. Yo, it's on brand. Never stop laughing. No worries. You could be giggling all the whole pod.
Never stop giggling.
Yeah. So basically, DDG was saying that like you can't make it to that top tier artist status without a label, without representation, all that. Everyone in the comments was so insulted by it. Most of my audience are independent artists, so I understand that it could be seen as like a hot take.
Mhm.
But man, like I feel like it's a bit like they're a bit in denial because
Yeah.
to a certain extent, you do need that extra push. And you know, what's funny is that like everyone that they were trying to give as examples in the comment section of who would deem as independent and all that, they have been previously associated with one. So the counter argument is like, I'm not saying that you can't make a career, a successful business out of your brand and your music. You could be a successful musician independently. But to be to that top tier level, like Drake status, like those individuals, you do need to be backed up. And the reason why is because the industry is controlled by these companies. So you have plateaus that you hit. So let's say people were saying Russ as an example. People were using Tory Lanez as an example. Central C, all these guys as independent. But what these guys are doing, and I will not discredit any of those guys, especially Russ. Like I really look up to him, how he structured his brand and built what he has today. But, and he's admitted to this as well, what people do in cases like Russ and stuff that make it out independently so successful, They're going to build their foundation solo, kind of like what we're doing. And then once they have a certain amount of leverage, they're going to approach these big labels, big corporations, and be like, look at what I'm able to do on my own. Give me a good deal. Like, don't finesse me like you're doing all these other guys. Give me a good deal to get me to that next level. Now, that next level, like Russ was talking about, you don't get radio play if you're not signed. You don't headline the festivals that we're talking about if you're not on a label. All these industries are label controlled. Rap Caviar on Spotify, you need to have those connections. Even though you might have like a huge independent following, you won't be on those playlists because they're controlled by those corporations. Mm-hmm. So everyone that they're saying in the comments, and they're getting insulted by it, but it's like, you need to be real with yourself that like Russ was signed, so he was independent for the longest time. And then to get to that next level, he signed with Columbia Records. He admitted that gave him the connections he needed at Apple Music, at Spotify, at certain radio stations, to then be, after his deal was done, he's good. Now he's independent again, but he maintained those connections. So now he still has the leverage that he got, that additional leverage from the label. So, pardon me, another one of those might happen a lot. Get used to. Okay. So yeah, everyone I understand that like people don't like hearing that. And I'm not there saying that you can't be successful independent artists, but you do need to be realistic that like everyone that's at the top, you do need that backing.
Mm-hmm. Do you think it's possible?
The only argument, like I read like almost every comment, there's like 500 comments on there. I didn't reply to all of them, but most people were saying Russ, which I already debunked. Tory Lanez was the same thing, but him was an Interscope. Central C had an agreement, and I can't remember. I don't want to say the wrong label. It might have been Interscope as well, but irrelevant. The only ones that seem to have some legitimacy to it is Bad Bunny. But Bad Bunny is still under representation of like an independent artist group. So I need to look deeper into like how that's structured. Mm-hmm. He's still represented. So Bad Bunny was a good example. Brent Fayez, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly.
Yeah,
he's huge, and he is also in a similar situation where like he's like part of like an independent group or something. So, but my point is, out of all the artists you've listened to in your life, I can only think of 2 that might actually be valid arguments. That says a lot, right? Chance the Rapper was the third one. So we could say those 3 because the other ones I debunked. Let's say those 3. And even them, like, if you look deep enough, like they're not alone.
No,
you know,
I feel like
they have
deep
connections.
In the industry,
They have their plugs, their connections. So can you get there? Right now, I don't think so. I think the closest opportunity to get to that point is right now with TikTok. So these artists, like for example, Connor Price, who you guys have probably seen, huge on TikTok. He's really establishing like a career. Well, he obviously has a career, but I mean, like, I think TikTok is the closest competition record labels have ever had. And who knows if that's what they're trying to get it banned for. We won't get into that. But to this day, I agree with DDG. Like, you do need that push. Now, I do think that TikTok has been the closest thing that people could lean on and leverage to the point where they could actually, you know, make it big in regards to like the things I was talking about, like headlining festivals, being on top 40, all those things. I think now is the closest point we've ever been to that. Am I saying it's impossible? No, I think it's possible. But the way it's structured right now, unless, you know, if there's no change, then no. You would need that one breakout example, but there hasn't officially been that breakout example because all the ones that were brought up can get debunked and you could link it to something. So, I mean, like, you know?
What do you mean by like get to like, so you're saying like Drake level as an example?
Yeah.
What do you mean like hit his numbers, like his popular, like what do you mean?
It's numbers possible to hit his numbers.
Yeah.
Well,
no, that's what I'm asking.
So when I say Drake's level, I break it down in 3 things. It could be more, but this is my opinion. Be on the biggest Spotify playlists, and Apple Music playlists, like Rap Caviar, stuff like that. To be on those, to headline festivals like Coachella, be on those lineups. I mean, look, when's the last time you saw Russ on a festival lineup? You saw Tory Lanez, but guess what? Tory Lanez was signed at the time. Mm-hmm. And now he's independent. He's so big that he could go ahead and he has those connections to make it happen. But you don't see them. So I would say like those big playlists on streaming platforms, headlining festivals, and radio.
Okay.
Russ is saying that radio is the biggest one. He's like, that's the main reason why I went to a label, was to get radio play. You need those connections. So when I say Drake status, that's what I mean.
I've never actually looked into it, but I've heard 21 talk about being independent. I don't know. I've really never looked into it. But have you looked into that at all?
I saw an interview where he's arguing that he owns his masters and stuff. He has an 85-15 split with the label.
Okay, so
he owns the majority of his portions of royalties and masters, but technically he's backed up by a label.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
But like when did he?
When I couldn't tell you. But I mean, where he is now, you see, like, you know, people were saying like SoundCloud era had a lot of potential. I think that was also a huge era. Mm-hmm. But SoundCloud blew up these artists, but then they ended up signing deals, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
pretty much every single one of them.
Yeah, pretty much. Like you think of Trippy was big there, Uzi was big there, Rest in Peace X, who knows where that career would have went for. Pump. Yeah. You see what I'm trying to say here? So yeah.
Well, like on one hand, it's like never been easier to blow up as an artist. Yeah. It's never been easier to grow. But at the same time, yeah, the industry controls everything.
You know what I'm curious about?
You're not going to get there.
I'm really curious to know if a lot of these artists that did blow up on, for example, SoundCloud, if they had the chance to actually get to a similar level without getting the label, but they were just all enticed, you know, because they do get good deals, you know. It makes their lives easier and
I think
stuff.
There's a lot of factors. I think the biggest one previously, like historically, it's like desperation to get out the hood and stuff, especially in the hip hop industry. That's why they had the worst deals, because like these labels were like finessing these guys, blinding them with a bag.
They knew they were.
They knew they were desperate
for the money,
desperate for the bag. So you sign for a quick bag, but long term, you're done.
Yeah, a lot of artists that happened to. I remember they were like stopped putting music out for like 2 years.
Yeah,
that happened to Uzi.
And that's
like just to fuck the label, or
no, just because they wanted.
You gotta bleep that out.
No worries on that.
Because I remember Uzi was saying like he's not getting his like.
Yeah, I remember there was a period where he just didn't.
Yeah, a lot of artists did that. I think Pump too.
Almost every artist had a phase where they were complaining about their label.
Yeah.
So like it's not just the artist being dramatic. At one point, it's got to be real.
Yeah,
right?
well, because they blow up and they get it, they see the money, so they sign, and then their life is like.
Yeah, you get blinded from the beginning. You kind of get like pranked in a way. You know what I mean? Like you're sold the dream, but then when you're there, it's like it's not what it seems
too,
like.
Is they don't have like. I don't know if they're managers or what. They just see the money. They're not really seeing what the implications are. And then they're a slave to the record label, basically.
You know, previously, historically, there was so little information that was provided publicly about this that we didn't know that that's how it ran. Mm-hmm. Nowadays, you have so many examples and case studies and people coming out actually exposing the industry that you have so many people now that actually educate themselves before going into it. So now you have people that, you know, they go into it knowing kind of how the game works, so they have more leverage, which is great because then their art is more like respected and stuff. But I think the reason why people end up going that route is because like they can't find a way to get to that top level, and maybe they get greedy with, you know, maybe they're chasing the fame rather than the money. Because if you're chasing the money, you could probably do it on your own. It just requires a lot more work and a lot more time. So it's kind of like it's a way to speed up the process.
I think it purely has to do with just ease. In terms of like ease of like self-marketing and this and that, like all that's done. All you got to do is go to the studio. Yeah. Well, I don't actually know.
Yeah, we're generalizing, but also like not everyone has the knowledge of how to market themselves and how to build a brand and stuff, right? So like they don't even want to worry about that. So it's like they have teams handling that, and they just, like you said, they focus primarily on their image, their music, and then they run that way. They sell like the image. So yeah, I just find people that are like completely against that take, it's a bit of like, you're a bit in denial, I find. Because
it's like you can wish it's not that way, but
it realistically,
just be realistic about it. That's how it is.
To get that to that level.
It's not saying it should be like that.
Exactly. I'm not arguing like, wow, I'm so happy that it's ran this way. Like I would love it for it not to be that way for our situation. But just realistically, let's be real about it, man. Like,
okay, so since you've also done research on this, do you think you can make a living without a label?
Yes.
If you can. If
without knowing anything, I would say yes. There's so many independent people who do that.
Yeah.
Maybe they're not. I'm not saying you're going to get Drake status, millions and millions and millions of dollars.
That's the thing. Like, can you get to the point where, you know, you're still like, I guess, famous still? You're still making money. You're still making a living. You're still producing your music.
Absolutely.
Well, again, I think the best example right now of that is Connor Price. And if you don't know who that is, like check him out later. You'll probably, if you don't use TikTok, you might not know him. But he's like the closest to my knowledge of like he's obviously making a living off his music now, but I think if you go independent, you need multiple branches. Yeah. You need multiple branches of income and that's kind of why we're doing this. Like if we really want to succeed long term, like the streams will only bring in a certain amount of money, right? You need like other sources of income, whether that's a podcast, whether that's selling merch, all those things. You end up eventually, I think, being able to like afford your lifestyle for it. But what it comes down to from all the research I've done is really, it's just much more work. It's harder, but you remain full owner, right? So it's like you have the full pie, but a smaller pie rather than a portion of a bigger pie. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Obviously, creative control and all those things are also a big factor. I know a lot of artists that are signed also used to complain that like they couldn't drop when they wanted to, and like the labels were controlling their own creativity. That's quite unfortunate, because at the end of the day, it's art, right? So it's like ruin the authenticity of music. I was seeing Lil Durk saying that when he was signed to his previous label, they weren't letting him do what he was trying to do musically. They were trying to push him in like the R&B and the pop wave when he's like, this is not me. And you didn't hear Lil Durk for the longest time.
Yeah.
And only when he got signed to a new representation, and they gave him full creative freedom. And now he's literally one of the biggest artists in the world.
Yeah, it's so sad though.
It's sad, but it shows you how it's really controlled.
They really just try to like puppet you.
Yeah.
And then
They
it
just
just
maximize profits.
it
That's
makes
what
you
it's
it
about.
really makes you wonder which artists are actually legit and which ones
Well,
are
that's what's sad is it looks like most of the big ones up top are really puppets. And I think it's sad, but sneaky brew grab there. I saw that wrist. I lost my train of thought. I'm so bad with my memory.
People
No,
at the
you're
top
fine. You're
are
fine. You're fine.
puppets.
Yeah, like I think they sell you the dream and they sell you the fame, and that's what gets people. People think that like, oh, like since he has this many followers, this, that, like he must be rich, he must be this. And it's like, I kept seeing these things, Russ saying, he's like, I'm richer than 99% of rappers, but I'm like less known than like 85% of these
like,
rappers.
is the fame even worth it? Like you don't,
It can't be.
you don't have a normal life. You
No.
can't,
Yeah.
you can't like just go out.
They
to,
make fame
so
seem
many-
so
like
cool,
yeah.
right? They sell
Dude,
it
yeah.
like fame is this
want
beautiful
it until
thing.
you have it, and then once you have it, you just want to.
We
back to
we
normal
kind of
life.
touched on it last time we were talking about child actors. Like each
Oh
one of them
Oh,
is
yeah.
miserable,
Yeah.
and almost each famous person that you hear talk about fame is miserable. They talk about it in their music, even not even just music, but actors. Like anyone in the industry of entertainment that's famous, they have critiques about the industry. So it's like, I think they glamorize it from the outside. It looks super glamorous, and then when you're in it,
You just
you're
all
like,
you want to
wow,
do is
like,
like get out.
Yeah.
I had a
anything to get
big
out.
discussion about paparazzi recently.
that's the
And
weirdest industry ever. Paparazzi.
Yeah, it has to be the creepiest,
Like, how
most
is-
like
to be a paparazzi.
Yeah.
one of the most
Like,
dishonorable
yeah,
professions
for
in
sure.
my opinion.
No integrity there. Eh?
No.
No, at all. But like, I was talking. What was it? I think my dad made an argument towards like why, like he was like, oh, someone was like a dick to a paparazzi, and I'm like, I think I would eventually be a dick to one of the paparazzi.
Well, because some of them
I
are
would be the
disrespectful.
biggest asshole.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Because,
I'm
like,
If
so
they're being
disrespectful.
disrespectful,
Yeah.
if they're being disrespectful, why respect them back, bro?
Yeah.
If I'm in a big public place and I'm like fine with being seen, I have like whatever, then I'm okay with like a few people coming up respectfully. But if I'm just like going out to dinner, like I wouldn't want people taking pictures of me, you know, like from a distance, or
On
people
one
like coming
hand-
up to my face.
But
Yeah.
the counter argument is like, you signed up for it, bro.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
like
the crazy
like
thing.
if we
Yeah.
get famous, right? Like,
when
sorry, but we don't even know if we want that. First of all,
Yeah, I
But
know.
let's say hypothetically we actually got fame, like. We asked for it, man. Like all the music
Yeah,
we put out, all the
sure.
content we're putting out, it's like
That's why
you had it
you're on the
coming.
forefront.
Yeah.
That's
That's
me.
why- that's why
Personally,
we're-
I know I do not want to be famous.
Yeah.
I
We're
know
in
as
the
a fact.
background.
If you guys blow up, I'm probably gonna wish you well at one point. If this goes
That's
like
crazy.
insane,
That's crazy.
it's
You
not
can't
for
say
me.
that.
I know it's not for me.
But it's respectable.
You're not gonna be the guy that's gonna get followed by anyone. You're,
he's
too
the
ugly.
thank you. I hope not.
No, but like
I do not want.
No, but
I
like
don't want
Hashi's like the
He's the face of the brand.
No, I know that, but I'm just saying, like, if this,
Osman's dialogue.
anyway,
No one's gonna follow
point
you,
is-
Jimmy. You don't have to worry about it.
okay,
No, but seriously,
no, I get that 100%, but my point is like, if somehow, like, even just the podcast,
Just the pod, yeah,
the
for
podcast
real.
blew up more than the music. Let's say,
yeah.
at one point, I would not want to be in the spotlight.
I
at
still
all.
don't think it would affect you though at all. I think
like
unless
on a day-to-day life.
Maybe
You're
not.
not going
I
to get
really-
like approached
I
in like
really,
an
really,
IPA.
Yeah.
think
Well,
so.
it depends. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Depends
I get it.
the level of
I'm
fame.
not going to California. We're
You
not.
just-
We're not
No,
going.
no, you're not.
Like we're not.
You're-
I'm not doing that kind of stuff.
You just want to leave us already, eh, James?
Yeah, he's introducing the idea of leaving.
I
I
love you, boys.
He didn't like that first episode.
The-
though.
the-
He's on his way
No,
out.
I didn't mean that like disrespectfully. I
No,
just
no,
mean
no,
like
no,
if
we're
if
kidding,
this
we're
goes
kidding.
like, I don't know. I don't know the industry, all this stuff. But
Right.
like, if this gets like huge, we get picked up by a like you wanted to talk about. This
Yeah.
might segue into the podcast.
Yeah.
What's it called?
Like hosting services.
Yeah,
and stuff,
exactly. If we end up blowing up like that,
Yeah.
I don't know. It might not be for me. Who
You know what's
knows?
gonna happen? I'm gonna have a giant iced out chain, and I'm gonna get you a little one that just says "loser." across it.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna break your chain. How would that
Never,
make you
you'd
feel?
never.
But in all honesty, like the last thing I would also be chasing right now is fame. But I think you see that through our stuff. Like it's really like
That's huge. You can't be it's gonna come naturally. If you're
Yeah.
chasing it,
Yeah.
people see that it's not attractive.
I'm in this for the money.
yeah. Beans in it for the chain.
I've made. What did we win off that one tournament? I've made $30 off of this.
No, we have money in the bank. I just don't touch it.
Yeah, I know.
Our district
that's
kid is
true.
No,
handsome.
I know.
Yeah.
Like in that sense, I want you to fully put that into the brand. and
We're just
shit anyways,
reinvesting
but-
everything. Yeah.
But in terms of, I don't want like I'm happy just
Yeah.
doing this as a hobby.
Yeah.
But see,
For now,
the
anyways.
people that actually win long term, that they're in it for the right reasons. you
Yeah,
know?
they're in it for the
We're
love
not
of
looking
doing
for
it.
shortcuts. We were talking about this with Osman too, like when like brand deals and stuff, which is it'll segue nicely because that's one of my bullet points. But if you're in it for like the right reasons, usually like you actually win way harder.
Mhm.
But in regards to fame, like that's like the last thing in my list that I'm interested in. It's
Yeah.
just like it kind of comes with it. 'Cause if you're trying to build a brand and like a movement, unfortunately, you kind of need a face to forefront and stuff. But like, I don't know, maybe people would be surprised by that take. But me, fame is like the last thing I want. And I think because of my pops, like seeing him, we were talking like offline, but being a pro golfer, he's not a famous figure, but like he turned his dream and his passion into like a very, very like healthy lifestyle and a very like successful one for his family. He provided for me, even though like our relationship's a bit weird because he lives elsewhere like half the year and stuff. Like that's the way that he made his dream a reality. But you know, he's not ever going to get recognized by anyone, right?
Yeah.
But
That's
he's
fine.
still like respected in the industry and stuff. So like me coming up in this music thing, like I see myself like pretty much striving for that exact in between of like you're really respected in your genre, this and that, but like you're not famous. No one's asking for like autographs and all that. Like it's happened when he's played big tourneys, but he's not being recognized or bothered.
Mhm.
And I think since I saw that being real or like even a possibility, that's what I've been chasing. Because we only see celebrities that are actually getting run down by paparazzi and like these massive, you know, A-list celebrity.
Mhm.
But you could be like an E-list, F-list celebrity and
Yeah.
still have a great living
Yeah,
and
of
have
course.
like that's probably the perfect in between.
Yeah.
Where you
like
could
the
pay the
perfect
bills,
balance.
yeah, provide for your family, live your dream, bro.
Yeah.
You know, if our living was making music, doing content like this, and just like being with the boys and like having our family and stuff.
Well, that's what I mean.
And
Like,
And
James,
living comfortably.
James,
Yeah.
we're,
Exactly.
we're not peaking past like
Yeah.
X list or like.
I didn't want this to be a huge argument or like,
No,
Whatever, but-
it's actually a great
It's
debate.
no, it's a
Yeah.
good
I
point,
love it,
but I
dude.
don't think
but
us-
I'm on like your side. Like I think doing like we have a fun time just shooting the shit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I love chilling with you boys.
yeah. So
And like
that's
that's
why-
a great if we can do this and somehow make a living, that's
Exactly.
fine.
That's
But like at a certain
ideal.
point when it's like I'm not, you know, if I'm doing it because I have to, that's
Yeah, it
the type of
doesn't have
thing
to
where it's
feel like a
like,
job.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
of
Can't
course,
feel
yeah,
like
but
a
that's
job.
different than if you love it and we're also like starting to gain good traction. Like
Mhm.
you're not gonna like.
No, I'm
dip
not gonna. If you
love
guys
it
get
still,
if we get
you know?
100,000 followers, I'm not gonna just be like, okay, this is too much for me.
What's the
But-
number?
he's definitely got a number. He's thought
6
about
billion.
it. Okay, we have time. We have time.
We're good,
We have a
boys.
couple
No, no,
months.
no.
yeah.
I don't think I have a number. It's I don't think I thought my argument through enough before
No, but
I said it. So
I'm not trying to even counter your argument because I
no,
agree,
I
bro.
no, I think we mostly agree. I think I spoke before I thought about it. I'll
but
just say
it's
that.
a good conversation to have because we do need to be real with ourselves and like actually know where we each stand mentally in regards to it. And what's kind of reassuring is that we all sound quite similar in regards to how we like perceive it all. Like I don't think anyone here is in it, including Osman, like for the wrong reasons or for the bag or
Mhm.
like, and that's
That's
why we're
why
gonna
I'm
win.
here.
That's why we're gonna. Okay, maybe Osman's an exception, but yeah, man. Like I'm with you. I think, and you see, I think that's why you see a lot of big, whatever industry you're in, but celebrity or public figure that just decides to retire young because they're like, you know what, I'm able to have my living that I've dreamt of my whole life doing this. But now I don't want to be in the public eye anymore. I'll just take a step back. And then you have people troll them online. Like, you're irrelevant now. You fell off. And it's like, bro, he's probably laughing harder than 90%
He does not
of the
care
people.
at all. He's living the best life he can.
Yeah,
He's probably been happier than the last 8 years that he was relevant.
Yeah.
And now that he's irrelevant.
How happy are you talking shit online?
Well,
Like,
it's just pure insecurity. It's
insecurity, ignorance,
Big time,
so
big
many
time.
of those.
It's just such it's such a good comeback.
Thank you.
Like almost anyone with actual like, just what's the word? It's like irrelevant criticisms.
Yeah, okay.
Is usually
It's like
Unsolicited.
internet trolls, basically.
Yeah, it's usually just like insecurity or troll. Okay,
Bullying
fun.
in general is insecurity, in my opinion, especially online
yeah.
bullying. Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But yeah, most bullies, internet trolls, whatever you want to call them, hate comments. Like it's sad, but like I legit like I've dealt with a bit like on TikTok and stuff, and like I genuinely like pray for them, bro. Like I actually, and I'm a big Gary Vee fan, and I've thought of this before. Like I always thought this way, even as a kid, and I'm so happy that someone with the level of like influence as Gary Vee has shares this opinion. Like, you need to realize that this person is wasting time out of their day, wasting their own energy to like go out their way and jump into your world, your business, your content, and to try to bring you down, bro.
They care about you. Deep down, they care about you.
Deep down, it's like you invested a lot of energy in that, bro. You know what I mean? To like go out your way and like say like, yo, like, you know, your music's so bad, this, that. It's like, I'm all open for constructive criticism, feedback, like things that are actually valuable, like, you know, do this better and that. That's not hate. But when it's just people like that are literally just like so insecure that they try to bring you down because they don't believe. That's the thing. When people don't believe in like their own dreams, that's when they see someone else trying to pursue it, that's when they're like, let me try to take you down. Because they're like, they don't believe in their own, right? And then they're so intimidated by the fact that like someone else will be there and like just go with it and like try. And you see it, especially through the internet, you see it bleed through like the genuine love versus the fake love. Because, you know, you could have some people that are like showing love, but like you see right through it that it's like they actually want you to fail.
Yeah.
And it's crazy, bro. Like they follow you on your socials, this, that, but like, you know, it's for the wrong reasons. It's just like they're trying to keep tabs on you and see like, oh, is he going to make it? Like, wow, he's actually making it. Like, it's like you actually see it and not one word has to be said. And vice versa. You have some people that like never talk to me about my music and stuff, but I know that they're rooting for me so hard.
Yeah.
And like that is something I've never experienced until we started doing this music thing and being more like in the public eye. It's just a psychology experiment almost. Like it's so interesting, bro. You really see the reals and the ones that actually are like confident in themselves, have self-esteem, believe in themselves versus those that don't. It's quite sad. And so that's why whenever I see someone go out their way to talk down on anyone, I like legitimately like feel bad and I'm concerned for them.
Yeah.
Well, that's just good advice in general. I've been following that for a long time personally, but whenever someone's just like mindlessly being like a dick, you know, it's usually just because they don't love themselves enough, you know.
God bless you, man.
A happy enough person won't go out of their way.
No.
Yeah. I never understood that. Like, wait, it's like, especially like you said, like hate comments and stuff. Like, it's, I don't know. I don't get it. Like, hate is way too strong of an emotion to waste on someone like you don't even care about.
Complete stranger, bro.
Like,
no.
It's funny.
It's
It's like,
it doesn't make
it's
any
almost
sense.
funny. It's
It-
like,
no,
how
it
is
is.
that, how is that even a thing?
Yeah.
It's just psychology. I'm sure we could get a psychologist on as a guest.
Yo,
and talk
that,
about
oh my
that.
That'd be
God.
cool.
That'd
That'd
be a
actually really
9-hour
cool.
episode, boys. So I had so many questions.
Yeah.
Shout
yeah.
out the haters.
Yeah, honestly, shout out to haters.
Shut the
That's
fuck
fine.
up.
We love them. We love them.
Shout out to my haters.
Shout out all the haters.
Yeah, that is what it
Yeah,
is.
please
It comes.
cut that.
It comes with the game. No, I'm not cutting anything.
That
by
was
the
super cringe.
way. no, we like, I'll zoom on your face when you do it.
As I like wink to the camera.
Yeah, I guess we could segue into this, but it's so ironic or coincidental the timing because since we started the first like pod, the practice one, my DMs on Instagram have been flooded with sponsorship offers.
Oh, yeah.
And but Osman, we need a camera on Osman. He's been hilarious.
We need
man.
the Jamie cam.
Yeah.
We need the
I'll
Jamie
put my
cam.
GoPro to hold it.
They don't have.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, they do. There's like one if Jamie starts talking it.
Yeah. There is.
I don't remember. Whenever
It's very rare because sometimes
really rare.
he'll like have to flip it onto himself. Sometimes I guess he doesn't want to.
Okay,
So,
yeah.
it's funny.
Yeah, we could jump in
That's
some audio
good.
from there, but it's funny because it has nothing to do with the podcast. I hadn't posted any clips of it. Nothing. The timing was just like so weird. Bunch of products like
And you didn't post it on Instagram either.
no,
Or you said it was
bro,
TikTok DMs or
I
Insta
hadn't
DMs?
even started editing them, and like I had just like day after day, I had like 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3. Which once in a while I get a lot of spam ones, but these I could tell were legit. Like I looked into them just for fun.
I wonder if that's like the algorithm listening or
So,
something.
I think that's exactly
Could
what
be.
it
Have
is.
we
Your
accepted
phone,
any
I
of them?
wonder.
your phone
must be,
listening
but
into
then
you,
how does
Because
it
I know they
then-
listen for
and then
ads.
targeting
Conspiracy topic. Here
Yeah,
we go, boys.
No, but like
seriously,
they actually
though.
do listen for
Yeah,
like
it's like
ads and stuff.
target marketing.
Like,
Yeah, but
Let's just
yeah,
start
if
off-
it's-
How
if
would
it's, like,
how would a
legit-
brand
that's
get
what I'm
access to that
asking.
data though?
Yeah, if it's a small,
I know they sell their data. They might sell their data or something.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
You're right. Hey, we talked
It's
about this last
possible.
time.
I have no idea.
I believe in it, but when it comes time to like a smaller brand DMing him personally about
Yeah.
like sponsorship, I think
they're-
that's just marketing, not.
Yeah, I
like,
just found the
But it's
timing
like all
funny.
of a sudden,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, I would
I
get
believe
one.
in it.
I would get some once
Are
in a while. I
they,
never
like-
entertained any
Are
of
they
them.
legit though? The ones
They
you
look
had?
legit. Yeah,
Yeah.
one is for like, for example, like, and I haven't responded to anyone there, so I don't know the names of the companies by heart.
started.
But yeah, here we go. You owe me 50 racks after this. One of them was for like,
Oh, dude, NFTs are over, man.
Yeah, they are.
They're over.
over for good. No, I don't believe you.
think it was
No,
such. I think
you're
it
wrong.
was such a scam.
You're wrong. Most of them were scams, but
Such like an over like those. Is it still like
It's-
ape designs?
Yeah, they
or-
still make
yes,
them too.
they're killing it,
I
bro.
no, dude. I
don't
Gary,
think-
Gary
I have-
V's is good.
I don't
too.
think they're gonna be millions and millions of dollars. I don't think the hype's gonna be the same, but I don't
Yeah.
think they're going
I
away.
think it's-
I think we
I
just
think it's-
misunderstand the technology.
I think
boys.
it's just down.
like you could argue
I'm
most.
super pro crypto, so I'm not. I don't say I misunderstand it.
Okay, fine. But we don't have to talk about this. Long.
Oh,
Sorry,
sure.
Jimmy. I didn't mean.
No,
to-
but I agree with you. It's not going away.
No, it's not going away.
But like, I would just say like I don't think it's gonna. It would at least it's not anytime in the near future gonna be the same. That
Okay,
it
I can
was.
agree with you on that.
I think it's
But-
already peaked. I
Yeah.
think it's.
No,
I think
it
it's
hasn't.
by far peaked.
Guys,
I would
I think you guys
say
have it
I
twisted.
know.
It's like making the argument. We're basically booming ourselves. We're like boomers right now talking about it.
It's fair
because
enough.
what
We're
I'm
a
trying to
bunch
say.
of
Let's say
boomers.
this is not an
Booming
exact
We're actually
comparison,
zoomers,
but
but
Yeah, we're zooming.
it's not a direct.
Is that what we're called? Zoomers?
Yeah.
Gen Z.
Oh, yeah, sure.
I spent half
Anyway,
my
sorry.
degree on Zoom, so yeah, I'm a zoomer, big zoomer.
Sorry, continue.
No, you're
Ashley.
good. But what I was gonna say, it's almost like, and this is obviously not an exact comparison, but it's almost like saying that like apps are flopping because like most of the apps on the App Store flop. It's like saying that, but then
Yeah.
you have
No, but
some
you look at-
dominant apps.
If you look at like,
But that's looking at it like no,
Like-
but it's longevity versus those that were in it for a quick buck. That's what it is.
Yeah,
You're
a
gonna
lot
have,
of it was like in it for a quick.
It was so like, it was so heavily marketed, like all over the place. All like I could not
Yeah.
get away from NFTs, and it was driving me nuts because
well, because everyone jumped on the wave for a quick buck.
Yeah.
But those that actually are doing it for the right reasons, long term,
Yeah,
they could
but-
stick around.
maybe it'll make a bit of a resurgence, but like, I don't know, man.
Evan,
I saw.
Think of it this way. Do you ever hear about the .com bubble in the 90s?
Yeah, exactly. See, there you
There
go.
were
So
all
we-
these
we
websites,
speak similarly.
Amazon,
Oh,
like all
like the
Amazon.
name?
Amazon was a big name, and they said that they were gonna crash and burn. They did, and now Amazon's still the biggest company
There
in
you
the
go.
world.
There you
So
go.
there was
Yeah,
a lot,
like, I
but
could be wrong. This is just like a.
I would
personal
agree that
opinion.
like at that time there was a lot of companies that were just complete garbage. Like it was nothing behind it. It was just a quick money scheme, which a lot of NFTs are, in my opinion. I would agree with that.
I agree.
But at the same time, I don't think it's gone and it's peaked forever.
That's it. Like
I
it was
really-
bound. And Gary Vee was saying this. I'm only using Gary Vee as an example because I've watched a lot of his content. I know some people hate him. I love him. So whatever you think about it, I don't care.
I'm very mixed feelings about him. I'm gonna be honest.
I don't know enough.
Those that call him a
I
con
also
artist.
don't know enough.
I
It's-
can't.
I don't
I
know
can't
him.
get over his going to people's garage sales.
It's funny,
and
man.
just like,
Bro,
and
he
just
proved
like,
that he could make like I forgot
yeah,
he
but
flipped.
it's like this
bro.
guy. This guy's a multi-millionaire. and
Speaking
he's
about
like,
haters, Evan.
Straight up.
no,
yeah.
but I think it's
Bean was talking all that, and now he's the hater.
No, but I just
no,
think-
I agree with Jimmy. It's
No,
absolutely
I
right.
think it's
No, I'm dead serious.
Oh, you hate me now. No,
I'm playing.
I think it's dishonorable to be like a multi-millionaire and to go like chop down someone who's like clearly not interested in chopping down their prices on like a garage sale item.
Okay, but
you know,
you need to understand.
this guy, this like, it's
wait,
like,
Evan's
it's
called
like
being
a poor
frugal.
old lady, and
Hold on.
this old lady is like
I
no,
get
like
it.
I want to sell this for $20, and he's like 10. And it's like an old lady trying to sell like her dead husband's items, and this guy's like,
Oh my
I want
god.
to make profit. I want to rag to riches.
Okay, I'm gonna.
Gotta respect the hustle.
I
Evan.
understand your point, but what I'm gonna say, and this is why he does this. He doesn't do this because little Barbara is missing and she's like crying over her dead husband. No, he's doing this, Evan, to prove to all the people online saying, "Oh, you can't. You came from like everything, and it was easy for you, and this, that." He's proven to those people you could start with a toonie. Go up to these random people. He doesn't announce that he's Gary Vee when he goes these. He goes undercover with a baseball cap. So he's proven to the world that you could literally have a toonie in your pocket. And if you're determined enough and have that game, that you could end up.
And push people in the wrong ways. And
No,
all.
you're not pushing yourself. That's
Pushing their buttons.
negotiations,
They don't
bro.
want- yeah, but they don't
Any
want to,
negotiation you've done in your life, that's what it is.
I like
if you negotiated a salary, if you did that, that's what you're doing.
At
You're
the end of
pulling
the
and
day,
pushing, bro.
Barbara doesn't have to sell her stuff if she doesn't want to.
Barbara
It's true.
decided.
She's agreeing
Barbara decided
to
to
it.
open her garage door that day and put things on her driveway.
It's true.
Poor
It's
Barbara,
true,
though.
but
Yeah, moment of
She
silence for
got,
Barbara.
she got shafted. Cheers, bro.
wait, let me crack one.
No, but you see what I'm saying? Like
I
he's
see
just
what you're
trying
saying,
to prove.
But at the same time, I just don't think it's like. I don't know if it's like. It's okay. It's not like he's not a terrible person, obviously.
No, he's a
But I
great.
think
He's a great
it's-
person.
I think it's just
I
morally
know him personally.
questionable to like to go up to garage sales as like such a. It's just silly to me. I just
If
see that and I'm
that's
like,
your biggest concern about Gary Vee, then like he's
not
not that
it's
bad.
not
of a
that
guy.
bad.
I've seen-
Because like these
yeah.
big businessmen, imagine what they're doing for their deals.
You know
bro.
what? I haven't looked into him enough to
should.
be honest. But like in terms of his like speeches, sometimes he's a little.
He could maybe be coming off as cringy. I could
Yeah,
maybe
so
agree with that.
I think that's part. I think that's probably part of it, and then the other part is definitely the garage sales. I'm like, man, like I get you're proving a point, but like I don't know. It's like maybe
Oh, we
It's
could
iffy
we could
to
agree
me.
to disagree, but I think
yeah, that's fine.
like the mentality he spreads is only positive. He's only trying to bring people up. The disciplines he tries to share and like the knowledge he gives, he's super transparent about his wins, his losses. So like, he's very accountable too. When he takes an L, he admits to it. I don't know, man. I
Question.
think
Do you leave hate comments on Gary Vee?
Oh my
I've
god.
never left a hate comment on Gary Vee.
I'm gonna go check TikTok after and see if that's true, huh?
I don't go on TikTok, so your best
Okay.
bet's Instagram. But
Hey, you best be careful actually, because last year I was DMing Mike Boyd, which is Gary Vee's assistant. We were talking back and forth. He added me to a Discord group and all that. So
Oh,
if,
no.
if we meet him,
Did I just
so if
sever
we-
your connection.
if
So
we
we're
meet Gary
just gonna
one day,
delete
no, but
this whole
look, he
part.
knows I love him. But you're done. If we have him on the
Hey,
pod, if we
that's-
have Gary Vee, if we have you on the pod,
You know what?
you're renting him. We're bringing you to a
this-
garage sale, and we're using his whole savings account and going to a garage sale.
We
with
were
it.
talking about hate comments versus constructive criticism. I gotta say, I was providing constructive criticism.
No.
Over
What would
pure
you
hate.
What would you recommend him doing differently with Barbara?
Go to a garage sale and get the properly priced item rather than cutting
Stop
her.
that. Then
Stop that.
there's no point to be made then. Just him going to a garage sale for
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
that's
for
not. That's,
nothing.
no. You could do a garage sale rags to riches without slicing the prices.
Garage sales are known to be
that's the point.
negotiable.
Yeah,
bro.
it's to bargain down.
I know. I get it. It's just seeing him being like a multimillionaire, going like, I can't do 20, give me 10. I'm like, it's just like,
But he's trying. He's trying. He's trying
you're
to
not seeing
teach.
it properly.
I
He's-
get what
he's
you're
giving
saying.
an example to
Like,
people who need to get to
yeah,
his
I
point.
get it.
He's
I
trying to
I
like
get that
teach
part, but-
people.
His point
From my
isn't-
understanding,
isn't
I've
to
never
save
seen
10
anything, so I don't
bucks.
know.
Yeah, he doesn't care about the
It's-
additional $8
it's
Barbara's
just,
gonna say.
Yeah, I know. But like,
You never
The
know.
proof
Maybe he's
point.
bringing the profit back to Barbara afterwards. You never know.
maybe
Could be for the
he's
cam,
just,
bro.
Maybe he's
Yeah.
just giving her thousands off camera. But like,
Maybe it's all staged and
it
she's
could,
like a
it
paid
could
actor.
easily
Yeah,
all be
yeah.
staged for all we
I'm
know.
sure. I don't know.
In which case, I would
Love him.
disapprove of it even more if it was all staged.
Oh yeah.
But
Yeah, that I would feel bad too then. Okay, enough of Gary. We
So
love
to
you.
conclude, Evan, huge Gary V hater.
Yeah.
I'm not. No, I'm not.
No, we're not. It's too late. It's too late to
okay.
redeem it. It's all good.
Shut up.
Drop a comment if you like Gary Vee. If you hate him, you could go follow Evan on Instagram.
You know what? I think you know what. When I look at comments, it's a lot of dislike versus
You know what?
like.
Because most people who are going to comment
Yeah.
are
There you
going
go.
to leave hate.
Me and Jimmy are
of
getting
course.
along today. We
I
always
don't
get
even.
along.
Okay, well, this is way off topic. I never even look at comments. I know you like the
I love
comments a
comments.
lot.
I enjoy it.
I know you as
I
well.
love just seeing what the general.
And I know you kind of
population
have to
sees.
for like
I do,
feedback
but
and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
But
yeah.
like, if you're taking your time, I don't know.
Yeah, we're getting back to
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
sorry, we already
Full
talked
circle.
about it.
Yeah,
We already
you're
talked
good.
about
You
it.
you can try to act like you're
Okay.
superior.
Okay, no,
I don't
no,
look
I'm
at
cutting this off. I'm
I do-
blowing the whistle. We're moving on. We need a ref next time.
Osmond.
Osmond, I'll get you a black and white striped shirt. Okay, one thing I want to talk about too. I don't know if you guys saw this, but a bunch of like Elon Musk included signed a petition to slow down the advancements of AI because
Yeah.
they're literally worried for like human like
AI is gonna like
AI is
take
going to take over. So
Yeah.
there's two opinions to be said. Is Elon signing these petitions because he's actually worried for humanity, or is Elon, along with all the others that sign it, are actually it's just a competition thing, and it's like he's trying to get to the bag first, and he's worried that like he doesn't get to his all-time goal because these AIs are developing so quickly. I don't know which side I sign on, but I do want to say before we got this deep into AI, like a long time ago, Elon openly said multiple times that his biggest concern for humanity was artificial intelligence, not nuclear, not all these things that we're talking about. He's been saying,
I feel like he said that recently, even
well, yeah, he's still
even
saying
after
it now.
working on it.
Yeah. But he's been saying it for years.
Yeah, long
Like he's
time
like,
now.
one AI becomes that powerful, like we're done.
Yeah.
And so I saw that, and honestly, since like ChatGPT and stuff came out, even the previous version, like it's so powerful.
It's
bro.
crazy.
Yeah.
because My brother and my brother's friend who lives at my house right now. He
Ollie.
okay. This guy, yeah.
Love him.
My
Yeah.
brother's friend is like really technologically inclined.
Okay.
And
Is he a Gary Vee fan?
I don't know. That's a good question.
if he is, you gotta kick him out ASAP. Apparently. Anyways, get back to it. I'm kidding.
You're so offended
I'm
by
cutting
this.
You're not
I get
happy
it.
that
I
I
get it.
disapprove of some of the stuff.
Anyway,
I'm
chilling.
Continue.
He
I'm so sorry, Gary.
he was showing me how this guy, like the Chat GPT, would just he would just give it a prompt, and Chat GPT would give him like just the perfect answer in long form. And my brother has written, well, not he didn't write papers, but he had papers written for him by
It's
ChatGPT,
crazy.
where he's
That's
gotten like
crazy.
95s,
Oh
you know.
my
Yeah.
god.
And this
Yeah.
is like coming from a computer, and the teachers can't figure it out.
You know what's crazy about this? Too, slightly off topic, but what you're
go
saying.
ahead. Go crazy.
There's AI bots that can detect when it's human and AI,
Yep.
and there's AI bots that can take like you
Yeah.
copy paste Chat GPT,
Yeah, I
you
know.
copy that in, and it'll make it sound like a human wrote it,
Yeah.
and then the AI
Yeah.
bots can no longer
Yeah, so you're
detect it.
cheating
Yeah.
the cheating.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
It's scary, bro.
Now degrees don't matter anymore because basically
well, they
anyone-
almost don't.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
seeing this one thing. This one, I guess, professor. I think it was in the States. Had access to one of those that like could detect whether it was like written by an AI or not.
yeah.
80% of the class had cheated
Wow.
on their paper.
You know
But
what?
that's
though?
just been
Wait,
happening forever.
You know what? though?
Cheating has been happening forever, but like
Not
it's
to this extent.
Actually,
it's hard, but
though there's a problem with that too because I went on like Wikipedia and I just looked up something about like the Roman Empire and I just wrote like two phrases into it and it said like 80% chat generated, but it was like my own words that I
oh wow.
paraphrased. So the AI is not crazy good with that detecting, but still there's a lot of
It's just crazy. Like, where is it going? Because it's changed.
Yeah.
It's developing quickly. Like all the data that's going through it. Now the new ChatGPT is even scarier because now it could like mock up images and stuff from
Yeah.
text.
yeah. Did you hear the one where it had $60 to
Yes, and it made like the
was it to pass a captcha or something?
oh, there's been multiple
Or- Oh,
examples.
And it went on, I think, Craigslist, posted up an ad for someone to do the captcha, and the guy was like, "You're not a robot, are you?" And it was like, "Yeah, I'm like visually impaired. I can't see it." So it came up with an
excuse.
extremely,
Oh my God.
extremely valid
God.
excuse.
And human excuse.
And
Yeah.
dude,
That's-
if I saw that, I'd be like, damn, I feel bad for this visually impaired guy. I'm gonna
Yes,
get
bro.
the bag. I'm gonna do his CAPTCHA for him.
And guess what? You go home feeling good about yourself. That's what's crazy. Because that means that they're toying with our emotions. So they're manipulating us.
They know. Well,
And
like,
it just started, bro.
well, the crazy thing is, if you went through all of the data online, you could be you can like understand every figure of speech, every single way that people talk, like slang terms, this and that, and you can just be like
You'd be a superhuman because you'd have endless knowledge.
and if you have that all at your disposal,
That's why.
And it's constantly getting fed. So you stay up to date. You get like
with the global news of every single country, every city in every country,
every
in the world.
opinion you get,
Oh my
every
God.
like you said, religion, language, like
I'm getting anxiety thinking about
Yeah,
this.
it's scary.
yeah. So
You
I don't
think
know,
about
man.
like what was I gonna say? Oh my God, keep talking. I forgot.
Okay, but anyways, I think it's a bit scary. The whole
Yeah,
AI thing.
for-
Maybe I sound like a boomer. Maybe I do, but like,
No, but like the heads of all these companies, for them to like agree to shut it down.
Oh, that's not gonna
But-
happen. Oh yeah, I wanted to say that if Elon gets everybody to sign a petition, it's not stopping for 1 second.
Yeah. Do you think
there's no way. they're
elaborate on
stopping.
that. Why? Because why would they?
Why would they? There's no incentive to. Oh, everybody's gonna stop. Okay, then I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna make the most money.
Oh,
That's all their incentives. So they're all
Yeah,
gonna do
because these
that.
big corporations are getting involved too, right? Like all these platforms have AIs that they're introducing. Even
Yeah.
Snapchat, bro. They send me a notification like, oh, if you pay a premium, you'll have a AI. You basically have what do you call
Yeah,
it?
AI
Like an
chatbot.
imaginary friend, bro.
It's a chatbot. You can talk to
Straight
everybody,
up,
yeah.
Yes.
that's crazy?
Is that like the Snapchat premium?
Yeah.
Someone to just talk to for personal
Yeah, dude.
pleasure.
Yeah, just like
Yeah, it's like your imaginary friend, bro.
So it's like if you don't have enough
encourage-
friends, you just
Yeah,
There
you
was a
chat.
story
So
of
if you
my
need
son
like
talk
let's
to a
say
robot.
like you want advice from it, or if like your chick just like left you, like you talk to him.
that's crazy.
Dude, there was a
That's crazy.
story. I don't
Bro,
know if it was.
it's
I don't think it's for people whose chicks left them. I think it's for
That's-
people who've
well,
never.
well, it's for
Who's
people-
paying? Evan, who's paying
interacted.
for it?
it's for people,
People who don't interact with people.
Well,
That's what I'm
Okay,
saying.
so you're saying they don't even have a girl to begin with?
Yeah, that's 100% exactly what I mean.
You can't even pull a bird.
You're laughing right now, but it's true.
Yeah, there are a lot of people.
There are AI
On a real note.
There's AI girlfriends too right now.
There's a lot of sadness in the world.
Yeah.
Not gonna
And
lie.
I don't mean to
that's-
laugh at it. It's actually sad, but
Yeah, well,
it's sad, but
There's-
you
there's
make
like
your own
some
life
stuff-
to a certain
Yeah,
degree. I don't
yeah.
know.
If you choose to
just-
do that, then we're gonna laugh at you.
It's a little
it's
harsh.
concerning though.
It's a little harsh, but like
it is tough love. I love all humans.
you can put yourself out there. You know,
Yeah.
it's not the hardest thing.
if you want it,
a little bit.
you'll get it.
yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
it's
I was
scary.
thinking too. Remember Halo, Cortana, or whatever her
Oh,
name is?
Yeah.
Imagine
so
that.
hot.
Imagine once AI learns.
bird.
Once AI learns like how to speak too.
Oh, I wish
Like
I
we-
could talk about this,
You
but
sounded really excited.
yeah, I can't. Out of respect to the person involved, I won't talk about it. But
Oh.
just to give,
Oh.
yeah.
Oh, we
So
got some
that
insider
technology's
info, yeah?
been used in someone who I know against their will, basically, and they got in big trouble for it. Yeah. So you could run through, and you don't even. By the way, you don't even need
Can
like
you-
a lot of like audio to throw through the AI for them.
Can you give context? Like a
I
little
can't.
bit.
I
I don't.
can't.
Wait, I have
Out of
no
respect
idea
to the person,
what
I
are you
can't
talking
give any.
about though. Like they
So they
their
use the
voice?
technology to mimic someone's voice. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. Oh, it's almost like deepfakes.
Like, you know, when you see like videos of like Elon talking and like Donald Trump, they always use Donald Trump, Joe Biden,
they're, like,
Elon
playing
Musk.
Minecraft.
And like they
Yeah,
say like
yeah.
the biggest
Every day.
nonsense
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah.
give me
they-
my diamonds.
And but it's crazy. Sometimes I'm actually watching for a few seconds before I realize it's not
yeah.
Elon
Yeah.
talking.
Me too,
Like it's
yeah.
like
You didn't notice like the Minecraft compilation at the bottom.
Dude, they're so funny.
even
Yeah,
the real
those
ones
are
have a
amazing.
Minecraft compilation. Underneath.
They're so funny. It's always Barack Obama, Joe Biden, and Donald Trump on
Yeah.
the Minecraft server.
Yeah.
It's the funniest thing ever.
Yeah, it actually is really funny. Well, actually, what's funny is the
page.
producer.
Yeah. You know what? That's a sick.
smart. That's genius. We should.
Should I
shout him
promote
out?
them right
Shout-
now?
shout
Yeah, I'm
him
gonna
out,
promote
yeah.
it right now.
So
I
there's-
don't know if anyone's ever gonna come across this, but
So there's this producer on Instagram who like does exactly what we're saying. Like he'll pretend like it's like Joe Biden talking, but he gives like great actual advice for people that mix their beats, produce
yeah.
beats, and it's
It's,
hilarious.
oh,
It's
yeah,
he
yeah, yeah.
merged the idea of education and entertainment and comedy perfectly. It is
it's
so funny.
Controlla.xyz. He only has 4,000 followers.
Oh, yo, shout out
Yeah,
to you,
so-
Controlla. Well, I'll pop him
Hopefully-
on. I'll pop him
Follow
on the
them.
screen.
Yeah,
I'll pop him
yeah.
on the screen.
That'll be work a lot better than that. It's probably a blurry too.
if you produce music or you like work on your own music with like I think it's Logic that they're
Yeah,
it is.
I've
It
never
is.
I don't
Yeah.
know. It might have been DAW. Yeah, there's Logic, the DAW, I think.
But
yeah.
check them out. It's funny. It's like really funny.
And it's actually very useful
And it is
sometimes.
very useful.
Yeah.
actual good tips.
and it's like
so.
it's not like really basic tips. It's like tips that you would not know unless you actually like
Do
dove
it.
really deep in. Because I've been using Logic forever. I can relate to a lot of it, and that's why I find it funny. But
Yeah.
like some of it, I'm like, oh, that's a pretty
no,
sick tip. I never knew
It's
about
not
that.
surface level. He does get deep sometimes,
Yeah.
and yeah, it's quite useful. It's funny though, man. You send me those, I die every time. So
Yeah.
shout
Anyway,
out.
about your story though.
Yeah.
About they took
So all I'm gonna say about it is that like that technology was used.
against
So,
someone's
like,
will too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they got him in trouble.
That stuff's scary.
That's crazy.
When you see
Yeah.
this, you know what? I remember there was talk about this years ago about like when Trump was president, if somebody made a deep fake saying he was like bombing China or
Mhm,
something like
mhm.
that, and then like that set off World War III
Yeah.
or something like that.
Oh my
that-
god, yeah.
There, it's so crazy how a bot could start something
What's
like
crazy-
a crazy conflict like
What's
that.
crazy is how quickly it's evolving.
Mhm.
Because like ChatGPT is what to the public. I know technically it just blew up recently and it was around before, but like it is moving quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is moving quickly, and like we say, the more people use it, then the more data it has, the more intelligent it gets. So it's like a spiral effect a bit. But we'll see, man. It's scary because if the technology is used for the right reasons, it's actually quite impressive. But like
Yeah.
anything else, if it's used for the wrong reasons,
Yeah.
then oof.
And the worst thing too, like I know this is a huge problem with Joe Rogan because he has how many thousands of hours of talking, so his voice is like honed to like
You
almost perfection.
Yeah.
And not only that, they have deep fakes now where they're like they make AI like facial generations
Yeah.
of him
Yeah.
talking, like moving his lips, talking,
And it's
you cannot tell
you could already not tell or like barely tell. So
Yeah.
imagine as it evolves,
unless he's talking about like
absurd
like
shit.
Fortnite or
Yeah.
something. I don't know, something you would never talk about.
Yeah.
You know,
No,
like,
it's scary. It's really
Yeah.
scary. But that's it. You don't even need a lot of audio, by the way, to for it to work.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
literally just like
Oh, my
everyone
snack
here has a phone. So like your when you go to voicemail, usually it's like, hey, like leave me a message. Just that's enough to like send
Really?
it through. And like obviously the more data you give it, the better. Snack time, ladies and gentlemen. Take out your favorite snack.
Yo, can you put a snack time?
this guy in his segments.
It's snack time. Yeah, it's bear paw time today. But yeah. Anyways, I don't
Someone's
even know what I was
hungry.
saying. But yeah, you don't need that much
so-
data
a
to
little
put
bit
through.
more. So
That's
crumbly.
crazy to me.
It's scary, man. It's scary.
Um,
So we'll see, but the world's a bit of a scary place. But we gotta never stop laughing. That's why we.
Yeah, just got to eat your bear paws and keep carrying on.
Yeah,
Life's all about being happy. So
yeah.
His
Just go
mouth is
garage
full again.
sailing on every Sunday morning, and you're good, man.
Say garage sailing.
Garage sailing. Yeah, we're gonna go as a team.
and respect old ladies when you garage sale.
The worst part is I've never seen an old lady run a garage
No,
sale.
I
That was
know.
cap, though.
I
we need to
may-
move
I
on
may
from
have
this
back-
topic.
Yeah, we do. We do. I'm not getting back into it. But anyway.
I may have what was it butterfly
Exag.
or Mandela effect?
Mandela
Yeah, Mandela
effect.
effect when you misremember something
Yeah,
happening.
exactly.
Yeah.
I like
Shout out Blue Moon and Belgium Moon.
Yeah, well, that's just
That-
Canada and America.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
I blew my mind. Our friend Noah,
yeah,
Noah.
he has a shirt.
He has a shirt.
Yeah.
I thought it said Belgian Moon. He showed me a picture one time because I saw the can said Blue Moon and his shirt said Blue Moon. I was like, I was
Yo,
Flavours.
You just like assume it's the
yeah.
Belgian moon.
I didn't even
yeah.
know it was called Blue Moon.
We
It's
could-
always been called Blue Moon in
Yeah.
Canada.
Yeah.
Yo, Mandela effects are scary. We should bring some up in the future.
Yeah,
like
that would be
Mandela
a fun
effects,
thing.
because
That's a good idea.
man, sometimes I'm legit convinced
Yeah.
it's the one that
we
they
could
say.
we could put it on.
Yeah,
the,
we could.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay,
We're
we should
probably not
probably
hearing it.
we should wrap it up, boys. That was that flew by over an hour there, but that was a good episode. Success on the fly too. It stood its
Stayed
ground
the
today.
whole
So
time.
see if we rip the paint off when we take her down. But yeah, we made it. We had snack time. Why are you laughing?
Look
bro?
at the TV. Hey,
Okay.
Vinny.
Shout
Shout out
Vin.
Vinny.
He's
Shout
so
out Vinny.
cute.
Next time we'll bring Tiny T in an episode. We'll do
That'd
it
be
next
awesome.
time. Yeah.
Set her up on the bench.
Yo,
right
she would
here.
be chilling the whole time. That'd be a great guest. She wouldn't say a word. Just chill.
Did we like preface last time that we are gonna have a conspiracy time every time?
Not every
Maybe
time,
not
but we
every
introduced the segment. You talked about it.
I feel
Okay,
like
cool,
we
yeah,
could
so-
talk about it for 30 minutes, so
Yeah.
probably not every episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At
Next-
minimum 30
Soon we'll
minutes.
get
Next
some guests in
episode.
here too, boys. I have Zax is really down. He has some cool
Oh,
things he
man.
wants to talk
Oh, yeah?
about.
Let's go.
JK is going to be down. Lynx is down,
Awesome.
and like
Beautiful.
these other people we were talking about offline too.
Did you talk to them about it?
The people I just named?
Yeah.
Yeah. Zach's is like really down.
He's like
Awesome.
ready to go. Huh?
I'm loving this, by the way.
He's good
Yeah,
at
me
freestyling,
too.
yeah?
He's great at freestyling.
Let's
Evan's
go.
ready. for
Evan's
the
so
freestyle segment.
It would be sick to have multiple at once. Like if you had like Zach's, Zis, and like JK, those three are really good at freestyling.
It would be hilarious to see.
Taji's,
three
you
people
guys
going back
don't
to
know
back.
Taji's, but he's really good at freestyling too. That'd be sick to have like. Anyways, we this is fun, man. We have no boundaries, no limits
Yeah.
on this
Love
kind of
it.
thing. Yeah,
Love it.
so I'm really excited, boys. I had a good first few episodes. We're just getting started, so thank you to everyone who's here. Hopefully, by now we're popping on TikTok. We'll see, but if not, never stop laughing, baby. You know the brand.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Jinx.
All right, boys. That's it.
Good
Yeah, I
shit.
can't breathe right now. Need my nasal spray.